Who you listen to, what you listen to, the brands you buy, all say so much about you. I don't even think you realize how much it says about you. But whether if it's your favorite band or music or song, whatever it is, why do you like it so much? Does the music just get you? Do you identify with the band? See, my favorites, Tom Petty, Social Distortion. I just think I get the music, and the music gets me. And so when I think about my favorite brands also, it's a part of me. Harley Davidson, Nike says a lot about me, I think. So these are things that you need to apply to your own personal brand. And in this video, I want to show you a couple ways to identify with your audience and how for your audience to identify with you. So whether you're creating a band or a brand, the trick is to get in their heads and to be a part of them as much as they are a part of you. Are you ready? Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time watching this video. I hope you're able to get something from it. If you do, like it, share it, tell everybody you've ever met. Thank you very much for your attention. But what we're talking about is identifying with your audience and your audience identifying with you. Number one thing that I tell people is repetition. You got to get good. You got to say your stuff over and over and over and over on different platforms. There's a woman named Ashley who's going to be taking this video and applying it to our Instagram, our YouTube, our blog post, and our podcast. Because what we need to do is take this message and share it out with the world. Repetition, 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 over and over and over and over, and get people to hear our songs, right? So these are like our songs. Think about when you're doing your own blogs, your podcasts, whatever. These are your hits, okay? You're gonna be saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. But when you do that, all of a sudden, people who like that, what they're hearing, what they're getting, it makes them feel good. It gets them to learn things. This is going to be part of your brand. You're going to be saying stuff over and over and over. The same message, maybe in different ways or on different platforms. But these are going to be your songs, okay? Make sure people hear it. Nobody falls in love with a band that doesn't hear their songs. You got to get people to hear your stuff, okay? Getting on podcasts, interviews, speaking gigs. Get people to hear your music. Identify with your audience by putting stuff out there that's not fake. Tell your stories, all right? If you put your stories down on paper, like we do for people and entrepreneurs writing their books, if you put it down on paper, more people are going to hear your songs, your music, what you stand for, what you speak about, what you know about, what you believe in. And this is what bands are doing every day of their life. Think about Bruce Springsteen. When he gets up on stage, his concerts are crazy, by the way. You ever go to a Bruce Springsteen concert? Big fan of his. Him getting a little political now and again, a little bit of a turnoff. But I love his music. Went to a concert, and he gets up and he jams, all right? And he just jams to his music, and then he starts telling a story. These are real-life stories, stories that mean a lot to him. People are falling in love with not only the music, but the story behind it and the person who sings the song. You got to do this for your own personal brand. Sing your song many, 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 many times. This will not happen in a week, a month, a year. I've been doing this for 10 years and I'm finally getting traction, getting out there for the world to see. But I've been singing pretty much the same songs for 10 years. What it comes down to is you get better at those songs. Songs mean a lot more to you. People know who you are and what you stand for the more you put your message out there. So consistently on a daily basis, make sure you are doing everything in your power to put content out there. Same type of message is somehow tied to it. Your brand stands for something and it comes from a background that you can stand in front of and talk about every day of your life. You see Grant Cardone saying the same type of story every time while he's on interview. Why is that? That's his greatest hits. He's playing his greatest hits. You have to start figuring out what your greatest hits are. And obviously you evolve over time. But say your stuff over and over and over, whether it's in front of a mirror, whether it's on video. Get people to hear your message. And in the beginning, like a comedian, I'm not a comedian. I try to be, all right? But these comedians they have to say the same joke over and over and over and over before the world starts to fall in love with them. You have to do the same thing with your messages, whether it's one message or thousands of messages. How you do things, when you do things, do it over and over and over. If it sounds mundane and redundant, it could be, unless you love what you do. That's the other piece. You have to love what you're talking about, because I can look into a person's eyes and see if they're a dead soul or not, whether they believe in what they're doing or not. Your audience out there sees this stuff. Do they see you putting out content constantly? Because if not, you're not that committed, or you're too busy. All right. I see a lot of people out there trying to write books. They get too busy. Life gets in the way. Well, if you're too busy to work on your business, you're going to be too busy to help that client. They're going to see that. So make sure when you do things, do it consistently, with authenticity. Redundancy gets you to be pretty damn good at what you offer. So make sure that you're doing it on multiple platforms, and there's a metric that you try to hit, whether it's 3 videos, 4 videos, a blog post every day, a week, whatever. You get good at it. All you're doing is you're in a room playing music. All right, you're writing new music. All right, and as eventually you become, you fall in love with maybe a chord progression. Chord progression is a way to write, or how to speak, or a certain type of videos, or a certain type of backdrop. These are all parts of a song that you're writing for your own audience. And when you're putting out certain music videos like this, or blog posts or videos, it's going to be part of the total package. And just like your favorite bands out there, they have a certain look, a certain feel, a certain, Social Distortion, Tom Petty. There's a certain feel to everything. You're going to be doing the exact same thing with your brand. And make sure that you don't sway from that. Otherwise, your audience is going to say, that album sucks now. I'm going somewhere else and listening to someone who does get me. You got to get your audience, do it over and over and over, and don't leave them hanging for the next album. Make sure that those people know what you stand for every day that you're on this planet. Stay tuned for more, guys. Personal branding, how to market yourself through books, and using your everyday story to just get better at what you do so more people can hear what you have to offer. You are playing your song, so make sure other people hear it.